Today I'm going to show you how to make some super easy and practically free dog treats to train your dog. A few days ago, on my old Kentucky homestead, I showed y'all how I was making the chicken stock, and I was so excited because it was our first time with our own chicken. It's great to be able to produce your own meat. And if you've ever had a farm-raised tomato and compare it to a store tomato, then you understand how good our meat is compared to the store meat. It's packed with more flavor, and it's just better. But after we were done eating our chicken, I didn't want to just throw it out with the carcass when it could make our own stock, so that's what I did. And then once it all falls apart, you have a pile of bones. Now some of this is bone, but this is how much I like to boil it down. It really does get just decimated as you pull it out. So here's what we're gonna do. We're going to put the chicken on wax paper lined sheets. These are just baking sheets. And then we're going to fill the whole thing up. You do have to make sure that you don't include any bones, because if there are bones in there, they could kill your dog. So you do have to be very careful that you're only choosing the meat. And then separating them like this and then freezing them will cause them to, when you put them in a bag all together, they won't stick together, so you can get them out one at a time. But because if they touch, they do stick, I like to kind of stack up small pieces so it makes a better sized treat for our puppy. And then this way, very little of our chicken goes to waste. We get to use some of it for stock, some of it for Jenny, and of course, the delicious food that we eat. The only part that gets thrown out are the bones, and that's all. Now, some people compost their bones, and the organs, of course. We're not quite to that stage yet. We have very limited composting abilities, and so we throw it all in one pile. Eventually we'll get good enough that we have 2 or 3 piles going, because bones and organs and whatnot have to compost for years. And we're just not ready for that yet. And then we have 50 treats ready to go in the freezer. Now this is one reason why I love this shelf here. It is made for this sort of thing, to freeze them individually. If you don't have this, you can just clear off a spot at the top of your freezer and slip them in. Just be careful that they don't slide into each other, because that's the most important part. I think that'll work. I think it'll just fit in that spot there. Yep, it closes. Beautiful. Now those will freeze up nicely, and I'll show you what we get tomorrow. But for you, it'll just be a split second. All right, we'll let that freeze. And then we'll open it up the next day to see what lies in wait. And then we have some perfectly frozen chicken pieces that will freeze individually, so that you don't have to, try to break them apart. And the neat thing about this is that the same rule can be applied to anything you're freezing. So as long as you freeze it separately and then, lay it flat in the freezer, you'll have like these little pieces that you can put together in a bag and put it in the freezer and then pick it apart just like you would if you bought it from the store. And then you get this whole bag of dog treats for, the cost of what you would normally throw away. So what do you think? Should we go try to feed it to Jenny? Should we see if she likes it?
Yeah.
Yeah? What do you think, baby doll?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing left to do.
I would love Jenny has them.
All right, come here, guys. Come here. Who's first? Tell her to sit.
Me. Me.
Okay, go ahead, Arthur. Give her one. She's sitting. Oh, Jenny. Sit. Okay, give her one. Good girl. All right, Abby, your turn.
No, Abby. Good girl.
Okay, Jenny. Wait. 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 Okay. Here it is. Good girl. Good girl, Jenny. All right, somebody else.
Jenny.
Oh, she's looking at her master.
Good girl.
It is squished. That's okay. Jenny will like it. Go back this way and tell her to do something. Move, Abby. You can't stand now. Oh, good. She doesn't know jump. Good. Lay down. Good girl.
Now it's okay, Miss Abby.
I have one more. Come. Wait. Wait. No. Wait. Come. Good girl, Jenny.
That's two coming. Abby, let's go.
Well, I would say that was a raging success. You did such a good job. Yes, you did.
Let's go, Miss.
So, Jenny, listen to me. Did you enjoy that? Show me. Oh, you did. You did enjoy that. Yeah, you're a good dog. Did it wear you out? Are you tired now? Oh. So the video about how to make your own stock is intermixed with a very, very long video. So I'm going to repost it at the end of this so that if you want to make your own dog treats, you have everything you need. Well, minus the chicken, right in this video. Guess what I'm cooking in here? You see that nice slow boil? Here, I'll open it up for you. That's nothing but the bones and, well, some of the meat from the chicken we had last night. And it's cool because it was a chicken that we raised and we butchered and took care of and everything. And it was quite delicious. A lot of people add herbs and other flavors like onion and celery and whatnot here. I don't like to because I use this in a variety of ways. But it's really just a matter of putting in the chicken bones and filling up the whole pot with water and then letting it simmer for... I like to wait until the carcass kind of falls out because then you get all that really good, I forget what it's called, but I'll add it here. But it's really, really good for you. And if you get enough of it, you get like this, when it is in the fridge, it'll kind of get jello-y, which sounds nasty, but that just means you have all of that good stuff in it. Anyway, so yeah, all part of the homesteading experience. So perhaps an easier way to say that is throw the chicken carcass in a pot, boil it. If you do it in a crock pot, at least 12 hours to get the collagen. If you do it on a stovetop, I'm afraid you'll have to look it up because I've never done it that way. But then the boiling will draw out all of those good nutrients and you'll get that chicken stock. And it's homemade and it's practically free. So now you get, let's see, a delicious meal, some chicken stock, and dog treats. What more could you ask for from a chicken?